Evening passengers, welcome to Marshall's Midnight Space Train. Today I have a guest with me, my dear friend Tiago. Tiago, welcome to the podcast and thank you for being one of my first guests.
Thank you for having me. It's honestly quite, uh, it's actually really cool to be on, talking and everything.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know what to really say for an introduction besides it's actually, it's cool
yeah.
as my first time on a podcast.
Alright, so do you got anything you want to start talking about?
Oh, I definitely got something to start talking about. So, as you know, Avatar: The Last Airbender is now being streamed on Netflix, right?
Yeah,
Anyone could have honestly started watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. They could have just looked up a website or whatever. But it's on Netflix. Everyone's watching it, so I decided to watch it myself. Right?
yeah.
Um. So great show. I love it. Grew up watching it as a kid. I'm watching it now again. It's still it's still amazing to see, just because you can clearly tell. Okay, there's character development throughout. Like Aang, he gets more mature as you go on. A really cool thing was when Sokka, Boomerang Kid, Boomerang Man, he was sexist in the beginning, and then later on he learns how to respect women. So basically, my homeboy Sokka became a simp. No, he didn't. No. Nah. Did he become a simp? Like,
I mean, like, it depends the way you see it. Like, I think simp is just such a weird term that is different from what it originally meant. Like, at first it was like pretty much just calling someone an incel, but 2.0. Now it's more like if you breathe, you're a
yeah. I think for the most part, I don't think he's a simp. I think if he can't get with a woman, he just like says, "I'm out." He just respects them now. Uh, yeah, but Avatar: The Last Airbender, the whole thing. What I wanted to bring up was, out of all the four elements, which one do you think is the most first useful, second most like the best, like strongest, most powerful, and third, which one would you want and why?
Okay, so I think the most useful one, um, it's probably water. Mainly because I think we're like our planet is made of water. I think there'd be a lot of uses for that.
Okay, marginal. I'm trying to use big words here. No, they don't. Where are you gonna acquire it? How are you gonna steal something that they don't have?
I mean, that just proves waterbenders exist, don't they?
All right, I guess that's a fair point. Uh, for me, for saying which one's the most useful, I definitely think I I want to say airbending, just because of the sheer fact that like you can pick up stuff, it helps you run faster. Uh, you can push things. It's less damage, or you can. It's more controlled, I guess. With, but then again, water. It's like if you're thirsty, you could just go. Um, that uh, you can fly with air bending. That's a cool thing. Water bending, you can blood bend people, which is too OP, but it happens. Earth bending, I don't really see how useful that would be today. It's just a lot of rock.
Okay, well, think about it this way. Earthbending can actually be used not just on like ground. Like, there's an episode where, what's her name? The one that uses earthbending? The
Toph,
blind chick, yeah, Toph. Yeah,
Toph.
there's an episode where she actually bends metal.
Well, that's only certain earthbenders, not all earthbenders. It's a
Well, yeah, but
thing.
earthbenders can be trained to like do that and shit.
Yeah. But then again, though, when will metal bending become useful?
I don't know, like you gotta build a fucking skyscraper.
Why would I need? Well, at that point, like if you're born with earth bending and you learn how to metal bend, I guess that just makes making weapons, making buildings, like things like
I
that
could have
easier.
stopped the airplane.
Fuck, I, I couldn't hold it in. Um, Airplanes shooting in the night sky.
I could have
That's not
went
how
to
that song
Vegas
goes. You could have went to Vegas.
during an Ariana concert.
Oh, if you think about it, earthbending, you can hide underground. You can literally ride a rock. Like Toph uses earthbending to make herself like go fast.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, like, I love shows like Avatar and shit, like shit that we've grown up with. Just rewatching them is so funny.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's definitely better when you're a kid and then you rewatch it and then you're a teenager and then you're like, oh my God, I didn't get this when this first came around.
Yeah.
It's great.
I think one thing I like rewatching that is still innocent is just Fanboy and Chum Chum.
What do you mean?
Cause have you like not rewatched Fanboy and Chum Chum? Like that shit is so
No.
stupid and it's funny.
Well, I guess it. Wait, so basically the whole. Well, yeah, isn't Fanboy and Chum Chum? It's all. It's just pure stupidity.
One thing it's
It doesn't make
yeah,
sense.
it doesn't make sense. But I just think most of its gags are funny. It does have like inside jokes, like adult jokes. And, like that helps it. And I think a lot of people really have like when it first came out they shit on it. But it was the first show to use 3D animation. Like because like the way everything like it was none of it was 2D. It was all 3D animated. And that was the first time I think a show has done that, like a kids show.
That's a.
And it doesn't get that much credit for that.
I mean, it wasn't a bad show. Like I definitely could say
It's definitely a good show.
like I could like back then, yeah, I loved watching it. Now I can look back at it and say, what the fuck kind of shit was I on watching this crap?
Dude, that shit, oh my
But
god. My like
but
my favorite episodes were just of them just fucking around with Lenny,
yeah,
the fucking store clerk. And there were like at some points where the show got really like repetitive, and that happens with every show. But Fanboy and Chum Chum was a really, really good show. Like growing up as a kid. Like
yeah.
what other shows can you like recall that were just amazing as like as like a kid and like you grew up liking it more when you were an adult or a teenager?
As a kid, and then liking it when I. What's a show that I liked back then, but now appreciate more now? Teen Titans, without a doubt, Teen Titans. Because when I was younger, a lot of things slipped through my mind, but now as a teenager, I see the struggles that I didn't see as a kid. I just thought they were like, he's sad. Nah, that's depression.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not a lot of shows come to mind as a kid because, oh, I feel like a lot of I feel like these few shows definitely like make a difference. iCarly, Drake and Josh, Victorious, because when you're a kid, a lot of things slip through your head, but then you go and rewatch it and then you notice things. Like in Victorious, there was an episode where uh, Jade's just like, no, Victorious was just not Victorious. Tori was just like, oh, how tall is this laser from the floor? And then Jade is
Oh
just
yeah, I
like,
seen that. Jade's like, oh yeah, about 8 inches.
and then everyone was like, wait a minute, how the fuck she know that? And then everyone was like,
Backpack and
Beck's
Schmeat.
penis. Beck's packing some schmeat.
Yeah, I think like one thing I realized about Victorious is the first episode is so fucked up because like so like in all fairness, like like Jay just sought out to just ruin like Tori's day, but then like literally fucking what Tori did the next day was just straight up kiss her boyfriend in front of her, and he was like, "That's really fucked up."
Hey man, you gotta get them chicks on. I don't
You
know.
gotta get the mama jeans.
You gotta get the Mamba G. Oh, not not uh to quickly bring this up. I found out apparently, you know the Avatar state.
Yeah,
You know how there's the Avatar cycle, right? When like you go into the Avatar, you meditate, you can talk to the previous avatars, right?
yeah.
I found out in the Legend of Korra, apparently Korra fucks up the Avatar cycle, and everyone that has ever had been an Avatar and was reincarnated, all of that wiped. And basically, Korra starts off with being the first ever Avatar in the cycle. So all previous avatars before her gone, never like their existence basically in the cycle are gone and wiped.
That's so fucked.
Yeah, basically Aang is gone, Avatar Roku is gone, all of them just completely wiped because apparently Korra fucking released the seal on spirits because spirits couldn't cross into the human realm because the first ever Avatar Juan was like, ah, let's not have these together. And then Korra said, now let's change it up a bit. And then she gets tricked by the evil spirit that was, guess what, sealed away for, guess what, a reason, and gets tricked, pulls the Avatar cycle or the light spirit out of Korra, and then bam, the whole Avatar cycle gets wiped. And then I guess Korra gets back the Avatar cycle, and then but because of the Avatar light spirit being pulled out, it completely wiped the previous incarnations.
Oh my god. So pretty
Yeah,
much Aang's history is just gone from there.
yeah. Aang basically gone. All the previous avatars gone. They don't see through the eyes of Korra anymore, nor do like I think. Yeah, no. So basically, as after um Korra, it just starts again. So whoever's the next avatar, if they try to speak to the previous avatars, it's just gonna be Korra, and Korra's gonna be like, "Well, shit." So fun fact, I fucked up the entire cycle because I thought it would be a funny idea to release the evil spirit, even though the whole point of the seal was, guess what, to keep the bad away. Uh,
Yeah,
I find it stupid. It sucks that Avatar Aang is gone. Like we grew up with that man, and we were like, I was like fine with Korra because I was like, Avatar's Aang is in there. I love Aang. He's there. We see him, and everyone like Zuko, Toph, Katara, they all see Korra, and they're like, it's nice seeing you because Aang is seeing them through Korra's eyes, so he basically knows like, oh, they're talking to him, but and in the same sense they're not.
yeah.
And now that's gone forever. Apparently, it's wiped. The cycle's clean. So yeah,
That's so like shitty. I would beat my kid. Get rid of my
yeah.
existence. I'll beat my kid.
See, I never really got into Korra just because I was just like, it doesn't really fit with me too well.
It,
It just seems like a sequel that wasn't needed.
what it did was it came up at like a time where people really missed Avatar, and it just made it really unlikable.
Hmm.
Because you were like, I don't want to watch this shit. You know, it doesn't live up to the legacy that Avatar was.
Yeah, some people say that they would prefer having a series where it was Aang, Sokka, Katara, Zuko, Toph in their teenage years or like not teenage adult years and seeing their story. But some argue that it's their story was already done. It's time for a new story, and I get that. I do understand. Like there's no point of having Aang showing Aang's adult years or his struggles. Just like why? Like there isn't that whole build up, that suspense, that stress that the Last Airbender did or had. Because the whole point of Avatar: The Last Airbender is Aang has to master all four elements before summer. But because if he doesn't, then it's going to be too late. And if they showed him in his adult years, like what's the struggle, what's the stress, what's the suspense, and I get that, but I feel like definitely without a doubt, if they made a season with like 12 episodes of just Aang and them going around the world trying to like stop, I don't know, some type of force that's trying to cause war, I don't know, that would have been really interesting to see. And just like, I don't know, a quick nostalgia trip, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I get what you mean,
I,
but I think it ended at like a good place where it shouldn't have been touched upon again. You know?
oh yeah, definitely. No, no, like I definitely agree with 100% that Avatar: The Last Airbender ended. It should have ended like that, and that should have been it. It shouldn't have had a oh here's a sequel or anything like that. I understand like in Korra it touches up on the whole origin story of the Avatar and everything, but I honestly I'm okay with the Avatar: The Last Airbender. I'm okay with Aang. It kind of like talks about the Avatar state a bit and how what it is about and everything
Mm,
and stuff. And I was okay not knowing the rest. I was okay with where they left off. It was perfectly fine. the The season finale was great. It should have just that's how they should have kept it.
yeah, I think that happens with a lot of shows. I think some shows they either get like revamped in a horrible way that shouldn't have been touched, and then there's shows that either get um like they get drawn out too long to the point where either the audience is gone or what they made is not the same as what people came for. Like this happened with Fairly Odd Parents being a big one. That's mainly referred to. Like it started off as a really good show and it connected with its audience, and then its audience slowly left, and then it tried to retain, I guess, relevancy, and ended up just fucking plummeting to the ground. Because their biggest downfall was adding in the girl. Like that fucked the show up so bad.
Yeah, and I think to clarify, it's not even because it's just like a girl that took over. No, it's because a whole character that we grew up with just gone because they're not a kid anymore. And I'm like, that's not why we kept watching and not whatever. And like now it's whatever. It's a whole new story, a whole new character, and whatever. No, it could have been another dude. It could have been another kid, female, male. Doesn't matter. It's just as soon as you throw away the main character that we grew up with, that's you lost all the nostalgic viewers. Now it's just new kids that I don't know, just clinging on to show a show that has to keep trying to come up with new, unoriginal ideas.
Yeah, I think its main problem was that when they added in the girl, it literally took away all values of Timmy. Like his values were like he would do something, he'd make a wish, it'd have negative consequences, and then he'll recover from that or he'll learn from that. With adding in this character that's supposed to be nice all the time just ruins the dynamic. It doesn't let Timmy be Timmy. It messes it up, you know? Like the girl, the whole point of her episodes are like she's too nice, and then that has a backfire. Or she does too much, and that has a backfire. Like it's not really like working as well as the old shit did, you know? And
That's yeah.
that's why it kind of got canceled.
Yeah, it was bound to happen. Like Fairly Odd Parents, it had a good run. I loved watching it. It definitely like a lot of the episodes was just like you said, Timmy wishes for something, it turns out bad, and now he has to pay for the consequences, but he learns something. And it definitely like I loved watching that. Like even if it was like repetitive, it was still great to watch. Like each episode definitely wasn't the same, You had the episode with the whole dentist. You had the whole episode with Chip Skylark, episode with Crimson Chin, and then they would elaborate on each character. But sooner or later, after like a few years, if you bring up the Crimson Chin again, Chip Skylark, the dentist, it just gets,
repetitive.
kind of like repetitive to the point where the ideas that they have for the new episodes, they're just boring because they're not as all right. Chip Skylark, shiny teeth in me, and now it's just Chip Skylark lost his shoe. I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure that's not an episode. If it is, oh, I haven't really been caught up, but it's just the ideas just start to become less and less and less appealing.
Yeah. I think like when it first started out, like even after like a couple seasons, it like never really dragged on. Like its ideas were just like fresh and new, and it was like not something you've like watched before, you know? Like for instance, I think one of my favorite episodes is the one where it's Timmy and his grandpa, and like he wishes to be in like an old cartoon to hang out with his grandfather. Like that was like they never did anything again like that, which thank God. Except they did like a similar concept, but that just worked even better. The similar concept was, of course, like the one TV special,
Oh yeah, I was about to bring that up.
which
That
was
TV show was amazing.
yeah, like that literally used that concept of that episode, except expanded on it and made it completely different, and it was so good. Like that's what they used to do. They used to take their ideas, used to renovate them and make them new, but then episodes just got more basic in a way, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I will say like it it, it was it was pretty good up until I feel as if the dog got added.
Yeah,
Like when Poof came into the picture, it was actually that was a great idea. Poof coming in and like now having a bunch of new ideas and struggles and like cool concepts. But as soon as the dog got added in, it was just like, all right, now there's too many characters, and it's just like now it's just Poof all over again, but not really.
yeah. Thing is, Poof actually
Um,
added more. The dog literally added nothing, in my opinion.
I agree with that. A few things I want to mention though is there was that whole Chosen One arc. Do you remember that?
Yes, dude.
Where he had to like fucking I don't know what he was, become the chosen one and fucking save the world and crap like that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Amazing. That was an amazing arc. I loved it. It's insane. I remember playing like the games on the Nickelodeon website. Wait, not. Yeah, Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon.
Yeah, like
Um,
there are so many good Fairly Odd Parents episodes that happened. Like, dude, oh my god, that whole Chosen One arc, that brought back so much nostalgia because I remember that. That was, dude, that was such a good time.
mhm.
Like, yeah,
That Yeah, the whole arc was just it really like I remember it not to the T, but I do remember like how much I got hyped anytime like I heard about or remembered that a whole arc of Timmy having to be the chosen one. Like it was completely out of the realm of like Timmy Turner because all episodes are just basically the same thing. Timmy wishes for a monkey. The monkey ends up breaking the whole house. Timmy's like, I don't want the monkey anymore. I have to get rid of the monkey. He gets rid of the monkey, learns a lesson. This was Timmy Turner had to embark on a whole journey to become a whole like to save the world.
yeah,
Speaking of episodes, like not episodes, shows that like got dragged out and ended. A show that was very good and now has ended, which is sad, is Steven Universe. And I want to know what you feel about the whole like ending and everything about that.
the ending. I feel like it worked well, and I think people that complain about Steven Universe's future, they just wanted Steven Universe. I think the point of Steven Universe's future was not to continue Steven Universe. Steven Universe ended. The original plot ended. This is just the aftermath. This is like focusing on mental health and how PTSD and shit that's happened in the past can really affect someone as a person. How it can, you know, trouble people, how it can make people go out of control and become their own monster. I think it was really well done. I think it was a good show. Like Steven Universe was a good show, and Steven Universe Future just added more to it that made it satisfying to watch. Like watch it all come together, you know?
So I rewatched or watched all of the Steven Universe series with Kate, my girlfriend. Kate, would you like to say something real quick?
Hello. Hi.
Hi.
All right, thank you.
Right?
She is, she's just vibing. But yeah, I rewatched all of Steven Universe, and I definitely say it was amazing. Rebecca Sugar did an amazing job with it, with the whole development of a character and all the subtle hints of just the buildup of Steven and all his problems. And I'm glad that Steven Universe Future was made because it really goes to show the Steven Universe, the hero, the hero's tale or journey, and then Steven Universe Future is to show the aftermath, the whole what happened to Steven, all the times he's gotten slammed against a wall, all the times he's gotten stressed out and just pent up all of the like those problems and didn't talk to anyone. I'm glad because Steven Universe Future, seeing Steven suffer like the way he did was horrible, and it was just like there was no clear, nothing to just be like, hey, it's okay to let this stuff go. And Steven Universe Future really goes to show like, no, this is something we have to talk about, something that we have to touch upon. And the thing is you have to get a therapist because Steven Universe Steven was a therapist to everyone else. He was there for everyone, but no one was really there for him. And his problems got to the point in time where like Connie couldn't fix it, Garnet couldn't fix it, Pearl couldn't fix it, Amethyst, nobody could really fix it. They needed a professional because things got so out of hand.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that now Steven does have a therapist and he's getting help.
I think it shows a testament to how like you can't fight things just on your own. Like Steven
Uh-huh.
tried so hard to like feel better and ignore what was going on, but obviously he couldn't. So, it was just one of those things that like it showed you can't try to do everything on your own. Sometimes you need people's help and support to get you through it.
Uh, so I definitely think that you have to, you can ask someone for help. You shouldn't fight battles on your own because trying to fight something all by yourself definitely can cause more harm than anything else because it's you fighting your own demons by yourself. Now, there's a difference between asking for help and then having someone just fix all your problems. And the whole thing is, yes, it's okay to ask for help, but at the same time, you can't always have someone fix all your problems for you. You need to learn how to deal with that problem on your own so when it pops up again, you know how to handle it or fix it on your own. And I could definitely say, like with Steven, he 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 needed people to be there for him, and he needed like to learn or not learn. He needed support at that time. He needed help. He needed everyone to hug him and say it's going to be okay. And then afterwards, he now has to go and get a therapist and everything, so the therapist can help him understand and help with him and his problems in the future. Because Steven needs to learn on his own that he can't let this stuff build up. He can't let this stress get to him and things and such like that. You can't have like all the crystal gems solve his problems for Connie because Connie can't fix everything. The crystal gems can't fix everything. So now I think it's great to see that Steven's getting a therapist so the therapist can help him learn how to basically fix his problems. And basically to sum up what I said or to wrap it up, you should never fight someone's battle for them. You should give them the tools to fight that battle so that they can now fight it again later on. You know?
Yeah, yeah, I
Now,
think like I agree with you. I agree with what you say completely. Like
yeah.
that's also like a big problem that happens. You know, people rely on other people too much, and it becomes damaging to them and becomes damaging to others. And it's a hard thing for people to understand, but this does happen, and I guess people will learn, and throughout whatever is going on, they'll find themselves as a better person in the end. Yeah,
But something I do want to bring up though is anime and the whole fandoms and stuff
yeah,
because I strongly think that a lot of fandoms in the anime community are just extremely like toxic.
no, yeah, that's the thing that happens with a lot of fandoms, and most likely every anime fandom. One
Yeah, it
fandom
happens.
that I'm not excited that is going to come to fruition is, have you heard of, alright, there's this like manga, or not even, I don't even think it is a manga, I think it's a webtoon, but it's like called Killing Stalking. The whole premise of it is this guy like kidnaps this other guy and does all this horrible shit to him, but they're like dating, I guess, and it's so
Oh,
like I haven't read it, but I've seen what people have said about it, and it's so fucked up, and it's getting adapted into an anime, and I'm like, that is the worst decision because that's going to enable so many, like a really cursed amount of fandom. Like it's going to be so fucking terrible. The fandom that gets
I
made by it.
I have not read it because I've only seen both of it, and it is I know what you're talking about. Yeah, this blonde haired dude beats the shit out of this guy and just fucks him and stuff like that.
It's so fucked up. I can't even fucking express like how fucked that is. And people wanted it turned into like uh an actual anime, and it is. It is getting turned into an anime.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. A community can really do some stuff when they work together, but this I don't know if I really want this at all
I don't be
because it's
like oh my god, the community is going to attract. It's going to
it's
be.
gonna attract more people.
It's going to be so messed up.
It's either gonna have two. It's not either. It's gonna have it both. It's gonna have both like two things, good and bad pu- publicity, and that's gonna be some people are gonna be actually fascinated and be like, ah, yeah, and then there's gonna be the other group that's absolutely just disgusted by it, and I definitely know there's gonna be like two sides just fighting, saying that that's absolutely disgusting. It's not
Because
appreciated.
it is.
One way or
It's very is. It's not like it shouldn't be the basis of an anime. It's straight up the basis
yeah,
of a manga. It's like a fucked up Wattpad story. Well, like there's a lot of like really bad communities. Like there's the really weird part of the My Hero Academia community that we do not talk about.
mm,
And
what do you
like the
mean?
one
I hear
video that
something
talks
different.
about that is literally the one of like the convention floor center. I don't even know what they're talking about, but they're just being loud as shit, and they start singing some dumbass song. And then like there's the one chick that she like she like stands out because she's screaming at her mom to get the camera.
I know what you're talking about, but like that's the thing with a lot of animes. It just there's like the normal fandom ish part of the anime. For example, like let's just say, oh, some people may not know this, but Miss Kobayashi, Dragon Maid. That the good fandom, okay, haha, it's like cute. People find it like it's a funny slice of life type sci-fi thing. And then it's like some people are gonna be like, oh, definitely recommend it. It's interesting. It's got like a semi sort of plot to it, but not really. It's just kind of like fun episodes. And then you got the really fucked up part of that fandom where they just make 20 porn of it 24/7.
Yeah,
It's just the most fucked up shit. But like every fandom has that. Like for example, Teen Titans Go, an American like cartoon slash whatever anime. I don't know. Literally, there's like, oh yeah, watch Teen Titans. It's great, great plot, amazing action and stuff like that. And then you got the really fucked up part where everyone just makes Raven and Starfire with big tits, and it's just like, well, there goes that.
Shad
So
base.
Shad Base does do a lot of they do a lot of service for a lot of different communities. Let's just put it at that.
Yeah, for real.
Let's just say they really particularly they really like the incest category.
Oh my god. Don't get me started on incest. I don't know why
I
you
hope
said it
you
like that.
you put it in such an ominous way. It's like, yeah, don't get me started on that.
Yeah, don't get me started on incest.
No, but Shed based, they just do a lot of stuff, and I don't know why a lot of it's just incest based. But hey, whatever rocks their boat, or whatever the saying goes.
Yeah.
But for the most part, though, I wanted like the whole fandom thing. It's just not even anime in general, but it's always interesting to see like when you before an anime or show or cartoon video game gets popular. It's very interesting, but it's fascinating how an entire fandom can just destroy like like the anime, video game, or whatever. Because there's definitely like a lot of animes I will not watch because of how toxic the fandom has gone, or just how cringy it is. Like one anime I can definitely say is Tokyo Ghoul. I felt like I was interested in it, but I just couldn't watch it because the fandom kind of ruined it for me. And so my question is, what anime show or whatever ruined it for like what fandom ruined it
What
for you, Mark?
fandom ruined it for me? Huh. I don't know. That's a tough one. Cause out of all the animes I've seen, like I really ignored the phantoms. Actually, JoJo. Like it didn't
Yeah,
ruin the show for me, but I avoid talking about it. I only talk about it to people that aren't fucking insane like you.
yeah. I see. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I the whole JoJo fandom, it sucks because JoJo is an actual like I will definitely say it's a good anime, but is it the best? No, it's not the best. Part 1, like people say, it doesn't got much the story is like eh. Part 2, amazing, the whole outsmarting your opponent, how tactical and like stuff everything got amazing. And then like there's the rest of the parts. I'm not gonna go into depth because I don't care. If you want to watch the show, want to watch the anime, go ahead. It's good for its own reasons, but if you don't like it, all right, that's your cup of tea and stuff. For the most part, it sucks because the whole JoJo fandom is so toxic. Like, uh, and and then you got the cringy people who go and scream stuff like Caesar, and it's like, oh well, you're new to the fandom because you're screaming some dumb shit like that, or they just basically they just make so many JoJo references and they just keep screaming, "Is that a JoJo reference?" And they just do stupid poses. It's like, okay, that's a bit too much. And I like the show because of how interesting like the whole like abilities that the characters have and the whole arc. Like with you, I talk to you about like the whole stand abilities and like what a stand is and how it can be beat the shit out of or how it beats the shit out of other things. And it's good to like talk about that. Like the whole talk that me and you had about King Crimson. it was interesting to find out that King Crimson doesn't really erase time. He just erases the time from your memory, so you don't ever remember it happening at all.
Yeah,
Just something, just basically simple stuff. But then you get other people who go ape shit over it, and then it just kind of like, you don't want to be a part of that. It's just,
or people
it
who
ain't
are new to it, I think they know everything because they've read like I don't know some like fucking parts of it. You know, it's shit that is really annoying that comes when a fandom happens.
yeah. And then basically most like some just the fandom in general, the jokes that they make are just outdated. Like, oh, Rocky forgot, no, you're just coming up with a shitty excuse, and then you got the toxic people who are just like, oh, bring back this, and it's like, no, like let it be its own thing.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's just
it happens with every fan base. Like it happens. I think it also connects with like mob mentality. Like it's not only just like anime fan bases. It's things like K-pop stands and any any marginalized fan base that likes to just destroy people or be extremely toxic on their own. Shit like that that ruins things for other people. You know?
yeah, I know what you mean. Like I've seen like a few things. Like, see, you got the good part of the JoJo community where it's just like, oh, you dress up, you do cosplays, you make your own stand. Like that's actually really cool. Your own inspiration. And then you got the fucking shitty people who like in the fandom where they think JoJo's the best anime. They just shit on other animes and they're like, oh, if you dare say like my hero is better than us, you're fucking wrong. And then it's just like at the end of the day, it's like it's their opinion. If they like my hero more than JoJo, okay. If they like that for whatever reason more than that, okay. If I'm being honest, I like my hero a lot. Very interesting to see the development of the character. I love the manga. The anime isn't really doing much justice for me in a lot of sense of term, but the manga really interesting to see how a character develops and everything, and how all the other characters develop, and also interesting to see like how many people like Bakugo more than they like Midoriya, because Midoriya isn't much of like a manly figure. They're like, oh, his stupid squeaky voice, they hate it, and it's just like, all right,
I'm
whatever.
glad they improved on like because I watched the anime. I haven't read the manga yet. I want to finish the new season and then I will like start reading the manga. But I liked how like they showed that Bakugo is not just like a dick. Like he actually like what he does is intentional. The way he acts is intentional. He does this shit on
Well,
purpose.
not the beginning, not in the
Not yet,
beginning
not in the
though. He
beginning.
was
That's why I'm
very
like that's why
toxic.
it develops and I like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like in the beginning, literally, I kind of don't forgive Bakugo yet
Yeah,
because I want him to actually apologize to Midoriya's face. Because and I might get like some people being like, oh, Bakugo doesn't have to do shit. Bakugo is his own man. Like, no, I will not tolerate the fact that Bakugo literally told Midoriya to go kill himself and try again
yeah,
and stuff like that. Like, that is not acceptable. I will not accept the fact that Midoriya literally wanted to just be there and help Bakugo, and Bakugo's toxic ego literally was just like, "Go fuck yourself! Don't touch me! I'm the main character. I'm this. I'm gonna be better than everyone." I can understand the pursuit of trying to better yourself. I can understand the pursuit of wanting to get stronger, but in the way he did it was just extremely just toxic and not necessary.
yeah,
I will not accept the fact that Bakugo is just like, yeah, go kill yourself, and then the whole, and I'm gonna be honest, I hate how the whole fandom praises him, and how they're like, Bakugo's like this, he's amazing, he's great, he should be this, he should be like, no, are you fucking serious? Like, do you guys not remember in the beginning the shit that he did? And I don't like the fact that that's being like blown over, just covered up. Like, nah, I want that to be brought up in the future, and I want that to be confronted in Bakugo because Bakugo said some fucked up shit.
Hmm. Yeah, that's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah, I'm fine with how like things are going in the anime and the manga, but I definitely think that more things should be developed besides like their powers and everything. And it is. I mean, like there is characters becoming different and everything, but I definitely want to say like on a more deeper level, I feel as if Midoriya and Bakugo really need to like to be sat down or something and just like they have to have a talk about what has happened between them because I don't like the fact that they're just kind of like Midoriya and like Bakugo are just putting like just a pillow over it and saying like, ah, it's fine. It's not something we have to talk to. It's like to talk about. It's like no, it definitely is something that needs to be talked about. Also, another thing is I kind of want people. I don't understand the whole hate against Mineta. I understand he's like a pervert and like and things like that, but it's I don't know. I feel like his whole character is just needed because there has to be some evil, not evil, but like just inappropriate type humor added in there, and
Yeah,
like Mineta kind of gives it. It's whatever. He's a fucking teenager being like weird creep trying to spy on the girls. Guess what? Guess what, guys? There's other animes out there where there's literally even younger girls than that in fucking bathing or not bathing in spas in like the fucking bathhouses. Yeah, fun fact. And guess what? Even younger guys peek on those girls. Sometimes in the anime they get away with it, but Mineta didn't. The show slash manga does a good job at making sure Mineta never steps over the boundaries. Of course he tries, but he never succeeds. And I don't know. I just think that Mineta's there for like the comical comical relief of just haha, he's inappropriate, whatever. Yeah, you can call him the scum of the earth. I
yeah,
understand. But wanting the character dead and everything, I'm like, that's pushing it a bit too.
yeah.
I'm not saying at all like oh
I
yeah, his
think I think
behavior.
it's just fandom going overboard.
Yeah,
It's because they
definitely.
feel
But
like they
at the
have
same,
to be self-righteous about something. You know?
yeah, definitely. I agree with you. But at the same time, I just want to state my like side of things. Do I do I abide by like what Mineta does? Do I agree? No, I don't agree. I'm just saying like saying that the character should die and all that. Like I think that's a bit too much. The whole point of that character is literally for just relief, like not really inappropriate relief about stuff. And some people might take it all too seriously, but that's of course there's always going to be people like that.
Yeah, that just happens with like so many fandoms, just toxicity and people feeling like they need to be right about something.
Yeah, it it's apparent in every fandom. It's just people need to have their own like little happy place. It's like ooh, a good example would be Marshall. Do you know the video Donkey made where he kind of didn't like the new Final Fantasy remake?
Yeah, and he was like, "Oh no, I don't like the new Final Fantasy, so I must be the scum of the earth or something like that."
Yeah, basically. And then everyone was giving Donkey shit for it, even though it's like that's his opinion. That's how he feels about the game.
Yeah.
Okay, and
And
like he's not doing anything,
he did give good reasons why he doesn't like the game, and even if he didn't, it's his opinion. Yeah,
and he different. And also another thing, he didn't slander the video game at all. He was literally if he wasn't being serious about it. He was just trying to make a review, funny, haha, like a little bit serious, kind of giving his actual views. But then he got extreme hate because all these fanboys, fangirls were just like, you don't agree with my opinion? I can't stand you. I'm done. You're a piece of shit. you shouldn't even be playing these games. You always just whatever, whatever. No, anyone can play any game they want. Anyone can rate it whatever they want. If just because someone already has like a biased opinion towards it doesn't mean they can't play it and give their own opinion.
Yeah.
I can definitely say like there are some games like I will not play because I just feel like they're just meaningless or just I don't know. They don't really give that much of just what is it? A fulfilling kind of like feeling.
A
Like for
certain
example,
je ne sais quoi.
what?
Man,
Bro, you threw me off. But I was just
I said a certain je ne sais quoi.
genetic. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. It's French for something I don't remember. I abandoned French.
We all abandoned French at some point.
Yeah.
But I was just gonna say like I definitely don't like games that are just like I don't know. They kind of let you to your own abilities to do stuff. Like there's a difference. Minecraft, like they let you do whatever, but at the same time, there are achievements, there are goals that you can get to. Like the whole point of Minecraft is you're supposed to go and fight the Ender Dragon, and I'm like, that's cool. But at the same time, if I feel as if a game gives me too much free roam, I just get bored of it. That's why, like, I definitely could say, like, I don't with modded Minecraft, I shouldn't be left alone for too long because it's interesting and everything. But after a certain point, you just get too much of OP gear. You could just start beating the shit out of every boss, and then it's just like, well, it's not as fun anymore. You know?
Yeah.
After, well, no. What makes it fun is that you have a goal to get to. I feel like I worded that wrong. The whole point, what makes Minecraft fun is that there's a goal, but after the goal, it's boring. Well, it's not boring. You could still play more and more, but that just depends. I feel as if, like, after I defeat the Ender Dragon, I'm just like, I'm done. I already got where I needed to. Can I defeat the Ender Dragon again? Yeah, sure. I'll go quickly kill, like, ghasts, and then I'll be right back killing the Ender Dragon when it respawns.
Hmm.
And then afterwards, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be bored. There's no point in me getting diamonds anymore. There's no point in me stacking up on potions. I already killed the Ender Dragon twice. I already killed the Wither once. Like kind of like there's no real point to going and doing all that extra work and stuff. I guess you could have an end goal where it's there you go. You have an end goal. Make a really nice looking house in Minecraft. There you go. You're done.
That's why I feel like Minecraft is better to play with friends because it feels like even after you beat the game, you've always had something to do. You know, like
Oh yeah, definitely.
like sometimes you don't even start. Like I don't know. Usually, if I want to get somewhere fast, I just speed run everything. Like when you're with friends, you literally, oh my god, it takes so long when you're with friends. I never realized this because you actually like take your time and you enjoy playing. You know?
Definitely. I could say with friends, like it's more fun because there's other people to play with, and also you want to act like a community. So at the end of the day, it's like you want to fight the Ender Dragon, but at the same time, you want to have an underground minecart system to everyone's house. Why? Why not?
Yeah.
You know. So definitely playing with friends is much better. You don't with friends you focus on doing a bunch of shit like customizing your house, getting gear, going fishing for like whatever reason. You do more things as like a funny haha with the group. And of course it takes longer, but that's what makes it fun. It's drawn out. So playing Minecraft with friends definitely is a different experience than playing by yourself.
And I think what makes it better is just like right now there's Minecraft Dungeons, which is like, from what I've seen, it's really good. Like it's not bad at all. You know?
hmm Um, it's interesting. Minecraft taking another churn. Like they came up with Minecraft Story Mode, and
Mm.
now they have Minecraft Dungeons, and it's cool. Minecraft Story Mode, like definitely, I played it as like a joke, and I actually enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would.
Hmm.
And then definitely want to try out dungeons if I ever get the chance to. But for now, I can't
Yeah,
because my laptop is not functioning.
Dungeons is actually pretty cheap. It's only like $20, and I was like, that's really good. Like, it's not too expensive at all.
Yeah. Uh,
How do you think the
I do.
world is dealing with like COVID-19 and how like things are going to change after this virus is essentially passed? And we're back. So
All right. Should I answer?
yeah, yeah.
Right. All right. So I think that definitely things are going to be different after this COVID thing because like you can already see. I feel like you've already seen the effect in some places, in some stores, in some restaurants, diners, fast food places that more sanitary options are being added everywhere. Like I kind of saw on Instagram, apparently now there's a coffee shop where a robot goes and hands you something instead of some guy coming up to you and handing it themselves. Some woman handing you your check for something. I don't know. But basically, it's just they're getting to the point where a lot of establishments are, trying to become less, uh, what's the word? Less unsanitary and more, I guess, contact friendly or contactless friendly.
Yeah.
They're just trying to make sure they don't con bleh, make sure that I don't know, you don't get sick as often. They're just basically, to put it in a better sense of words, definitely one, things are changing, are going to be different after this whole quarantine is over.
Hmm.
We're going to probably go back into the world, and a lot of places are going to be like, hey, we don't do this anymore, so here's your drink. It's dispensed over there, so we don't touch it or something like
Yeah,
that.
there's
And
going to
I
be like new regulations and shit like that.
definitely. I feel like some regulations are going to be very annoying, but at the same time, I guess very sanitary.
Hmm.
I definitely think one thing I feel like should be definitely applied to places where you eat and places where you go to like sit down. I feel like definitely there should be someone who goes into places like a secret person, not like someone that they know, and they see how the food is done, how the food is made, and if there's anything like kind of disgusting about it. Like for example, it'd be interesting to know, like, oh, if there's a fast food place that just opened up and everything seems fine, but actually they throw disgusting amount of like vegetable oil on the grill or something like that. Who knows? But it'd be good to know, like, the food and stuff like that isn't completely and totally like trash. If you know what I mean by
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
right? Uh, but yeah, a lot of things are going to be different.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Things are definitely gonna like change and it's gonna be permanent. And there's not really much we can do about it, but I think it's what's need to be done to prevent stuff like this happening again.
Yeah, and not there's no easy way of saying this, but there's just a second wave of this whole thing is going to happen. People are just going out, going into groups right away as soon as they get told, "Hey, by the way, we're going to restrict things a bit, or restrict less things because we think you can handle it now." And then people are like, "Cool, you restricted it a little bit less, so now we're going to go fucking absolutely haywire and like go and group up." And I just think
Just
I
shows how
I
like
don't know.
impatient we are as people. At least we are as Americans, because I think we were the only
Yeah,
country that like we opened up a little bit and we immediately got worse again. Yeah.
yeah. I could definitely say like I feel like some establishments should probably open up again, but at the same time, I don't think like a bunch of people would be going in and out. And also, it kind of I feel bad for employees and workers and stuff like that that have to constantly wipe down handles, constantly wipe down like everything people touch. We have a friend Mario who works at Target,
Yeah,
Sadie,
yeah,
and he's told me countless times how it just sucks to constantly spray down a cart, wipe it down, spray down a cart, wipe it down, and she just has to stand there and do that for like 3, 4 hours straight, and it's completely and totally like draining, you know.
yeah,
So I definitely like I I want places to open up, but at the same time, like not if it's just gonna be straining for the people who have to work and everything, because there's some people who need their job to open up because they need to pay for bills, they need the money and stuff like that. And there's some parents out there who have to rely on their kids or slash teenagers because they already were working at like a job like Taco Bell, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, Burger King. They're working at a fast food place, which is apparently essential, and they're the only ones that can bring in money because a family business isn't really an essential job. So then the parents get screwed over. So it's all up to like the teenager or slash half adult to like bring in money for the family.
yeah. It's a lot more stress on people, but yeah. One final thing before we like wrap everything up. So like I always have this inside joke that when we move out and like we live in a house together, that like I would do a bunch of shit in fridges. You know that, right?
The fridges. Oh my
So
god, the
I thought of a
fridges.
new one.
Oh
I thought of
dear
what if
God.
like one day you just go to work, right, and you come home and you open the fridge and it's just a bunch of pickles. Like I fill the whole thing with pickle jars,
Why?
like everything.
Why? Why pickles?
I don't know. I don't know. I was just like, what if I just fill everything with pickles? How would you feel about that?
Well, I I like pickles, so if I had to eat a shitload of pickles before they fucking expired because your bitch ass wasted all of the fucking money, our life savings on pickles probably, um, because we're gonna be broke as shit. Um, what would we do with that many pickles? Are we gonna throw it at people at least? Like,
I don't know, man. I'm just gonna offer that, and I'm not even like I'm gonna make like I'm gonna give us like a jar or something. I'm gonna be like, yeah, Tiago, we're gonna save money and we're gonna use this for emergencies. And one day I'm just gonna waste it all on pickles.
you better have a good ass reason for using the emergency jar for pickles, Marshall. Fuck,
Yeah,
Bubba boy.
blah blah blah. Yeah. I want to thank you so much for coming on to the podcast. It was nice having you as a passenger. You got any final
Thank you.
words to say before we close out?
Thank you for having me on your Midnight Space Train podcast. It was honestly, it was an honor to be on. I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed having the conversations and just talking about random stuff. Uh, Definitely would love to be back on again anytime I'm allowed to.
Of course.
Definitely was a good ride from uh, point A to point B. So definitely, thank you for having me on. Uh, Good luck with your next passenger.
All right.